Good morning, Centerville. Welcome back to Coffee at the Continental, and here with Jim Deprizio, as promised. So pretty excited to have our first guest, and Jim is the Centerville High School band director, and he's here today to give us a little history on the program and talk about upcoming performances during the school year, stuff like that. Jim's originally from Chicago, and he's been here 7 years, so amazing musician, and thanks.
Thanks for inviting me. Before I start, I'd like to say thanks for doing all of this. Centerville.com is a neat idea, and the community needs it. And coffee's very good too.
Thanks, I appreciate that. The band.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the program. There's a very rich tradition of bands in Centerville, dating back to the 1920s when William Gower, Sr. was a band teacher here, and Henry Foxman was a student. Now, those typically aren't household names, but in the band world, they are famous people. They wrote a nationally used method book called the Beck Advanced Method, and everybody uses it. It goes on from there with famous names in the band world that were band directors here, like Mark Kelly, who went on to be a band director at Bowling Green University in Ohio. And he was here 10 years. John Holman took over for him. John was a band director for about 23 years here, and he retired in 1988. And then Bill Pringle was here. These are names that people listening might have heard.
Right.
Following Bill, there's Bill, I think, talking about 10 years as well. Jason Plage, Colin Clark. Now this is my 7th year here at Centerville. Although it's my 27th year, starting my 27th year teaching overall.
Right.
I grew up in Chicago. Started band as a 9th grader, and as I became more interested in it, I went on and pursued it and went to college at a school called Vanderbilt College of Music. It's kind of interesting because at the same college is where the last orchestra teacher from Centerville got his degree. His name was Minkler.
Okay.
So they phased the orchestra program out here.
Right.
And Minkler became assistant to Mark Kelly. Just a great tradition of bands here.
Right. Awesome. I had a couple questions. First off, how do you get an A? How does Jeffrey get an A?
Well, that's a good question. Probably best to ask Jeffrey about that. I think Jeffrey got an A.
Yeah, I did. I got an
That's all right. But with bands, to tell you a little bit about how it goes. It means during the school day, students enroll in the class and they get full credit. As part of being in a band, all the students take lessons. They're free through the school. I give all the private lessons to all the students.
Busy schedule.
It's a busy schedule. I also am involved with the junior high students and the Lakeview students.
Right.
And we team teach in the system where there are 3 band directors. We help each other out a lot.
That's
We're all connected with all the levels.
Right.
And so because it's a graded class and the kids get credit for it and it's part of the school day, I have to give kids grades.
Right.
And so they can earn their grade by coming to their band lessons and passing their playing test. It's pretty much that simple.
Do the work.
Do the work. They have to come to the performances and all the things you would expect what a band does.
How long do you like to spend on a new piece? If you're introducing a new piece of music to the band, what would you like to see them? What's your goal for them to learn it in a week, or depending upon the piece?
That varies. It depends on what performance we're looking for. It can be as little as 1 rehearsal and performance.
Right.
That's what we do at municipal band. That means in the summer.
Right.
Practice on Monday nights for 2 hours, and we get to performance on Thursday night. It's an hour program, and it changes every week. And so that's a really quick turnaround. There are adults that play in that. And that's kind of fun. By the way, thanks for doing the ice cream social.
Yeah.
A couple weeks
Hey,
ago.
thanks for letting me. That was great. We raised a lot of money for Athens County weekly meals that weekend, or that week. It was just great to have the opportunity to do it. Kind of got our name out there. We were able to help a nonprofit in the process.
Yeah, But I remember scheduling concerts and counting the days in the calendar at one point, and I was looking at about 20 rehearsals for a performance for the concert band, whether it's the winter concert or the pops concert or the spring concert. Sometimes we spend, like I said, shorter amounts of time, like the municipal band, marching band. Sometimes it's shorter, usually it's shorter. This next coming year we have our first home game, the first day of school. So it's
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be shorter. So it's like hit it, one rehearsal and go, kind of like municipal band. Sometimes we, on certain aspects of the program, we spend longer amounts of time on the music. Like trying for contests, like we did a song called Trinity this year. We worked on that. I would say more than 20 days.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then jazz band, usually works extra amounts of time on the competition songs that they're doing as well. But even with that group, sometimes it's one rehearsal and play.
Wow.
When you're talking about playing with big band dance or
Right.
so, that's it just kind of depends.
Right. Well, very cool. Jim, thank you so much for coming on today, being our first guest. Really appreciate it. Jeffrey, I love you, man. Do you have anything for Jim?
I just wanted to say thanks for helping out with band all these years, and I look forward to the next 3 years of being in band.
Awesome, great, thank you.
All right, Centerville, we'll be back with the show close. Now a word from our sponsor.